So this time we'll see how to identify a web element by using CSS dynamically. Okay, so if any dynamic a web element is changing dynamically frequently, okay, like I'll just explain you how. So suppose I have something, I'm using here ID, okay, I'm using here ID, or I'm using text, or I'm using class name, or I'm using name, whatever, it might be anything. So in few cases, dynamically this will be keep changing as per the application. Okay, suppose I have one here web element, suppose this text, I want to identify this mobile number or email address text field, and I want to pass something. So here I have ID, so I can use ID as well. Okay, suppose this ID is keep changing. So in few application dynamic web element, if it will change, so if I'm using this application, some application where my ID is getting changed, so how to deal with that? So in case of if web element is getting changed frequently, so we have something called a start with, end with, and contents. Okay, in CSS as well, like how we have in Xpath. Okay, we'll see further. So we'll see how this will help you. Okay, so if this ID is getting changed at runtime, but okay, few things which will be there which will be remain constant, either this starting u, or either middle 0, or either ending with q. Something will be unique, but in the starting might be getting changed, or in last might be getting changed. So last character might be getting changed every time, or starting character might be getting changed, or middle. Okay, depends. So however it is, so based on your requirement, you should be able to identify this web element by using ID, or by using area label. So for best example, we'll see this area label because it has more string. So we can see how we can identify the web element by using breakable string, substring, or start with some text, or end with some text, or partial text. Okay, so we'll see this by using CSS. Okay, cool. So first we'll see starting with. Okay, so first we'll see how generally we use. So if I'll write basic syntax, so input HTML tag, then attribute is equal to value. Same thing I'll do. So I'll just write here XPath. So input big bracket, then area label is equal to value. So whatever value, so this is complete text I'm passing. So see, I'm able to identify. So this we have already seen in the previous example. So how to identify? Now I don't want to pass all the string, so always this mobile number will be fixed. Okay, so one field will be there where user have to find, or give enter mobile number. So I can go for this one. Okay, so I'll just write here, I can just write this symbol. Okay, caret symbol, this is called caret symbol. So I can just use caret symbol, so it will work for so I'll just delete this last character. So still I'm able to identify. So multiple mobile number field is there. So if you'll see, so two matching node is there, two matching node. So by default, which matching node will be there? First matching node. Okay, so I can go for, so mobile number, or I can take, okay, or, so only one matching node. So I'm not passing complete string. So a starting string I'm passing something. Okay, starting string I'm passing something. So like that, if you have scenario, you can go ahead and you can pick that particular web element. Okay, you can identify that particular web element. Okay, suppose this is okay, one example. Okay, let's go for one simple example for email. Suppose here I want to identify this ID, leave that part. I just want to identify this text field email or phone text field by using ID. Okay, but this ID is getting changed, email 1 to 3 is coming. Okay, so first time when I'm checking, it is email 1, second time email 2, email 3. So this is keep changing, but email will be fixed. Okay, or em is fixed, so some part of a string will be fixed. Okay, so in that case, how to do? So I'll just use this caret symbol equal to, I'll pass the starting string. Suppose email we have EMA, right? So here this is what ID, this is what ID. Okay, so ID, see, So I am able to identify this web element by part of a string. So ema, not il am not passing, still I am able to identify by using id. So if in some cases id, name or class name, whatever you are using, in runtime if it is getting changed, so your script will fail, definitely it will fail. So that time you should deal with a start with. So this is the syntax of a start with. Okay, so let's copy this and we'll use and we'll try to identify. So how to use a start with? So the basic syntax of a start with. So start with. So if I want to check that I want to check something which is getting a start with some text, so for that basic syntax will be tag name square bracket, okay, attribute 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 is equal to, okay, starting whatever is there you can pass, but before that you have to pass caret symbol, this one, okay. Then you can pass the text, so this is how we can able to identify by using a start with. So anything which will start with ema, I will be able to identify and it will work same how it was working earlier. So we'll see a runtime also, we'll execute and we'll see how it will be. So this independently we are saying how to identify a web element using different approach. So we have seen so far, we have seen so many way. This is one of the way. So now I'm using css, and in css I'm using one of the way. Okay, so I'll just run this comment previous, so it will work same like how it was working earlier. So if something is getting changed, but okay, in a starting text is remaining same, so you can take that starting string and perform the same thing and it will work perfectly. See, so it will launch the browser, maximize, and it will pass Pankaj in username field. So just page is loading, perfect. So see, it passes. So this is how we can identify the web element in different way. So now suppose this runtime, this starting character is getting changed and last character is not getting changed. Okay, so this last character is not getting changed, so how to deal with that? So now I'll just write complete first email. Okay, so now suppose last character is not getting, if I'll delete this one, so it will not work. So for the last character we have something called dollar. Okay, so if I want to identify a web element which is ending with so I'm taking id, that particular input, so it is ending with ail, so ail or mail, suppose mail, before that might be email or something, okay, and some number, so it is getting changed before mail, some number is coming or some characters is coming, but yes, definitely runtime it is getting changed. So I can use end with and I can identify the web element. So it is just as per your requirement, how is your web application behaving, and you can go and deal with end with. Okay, so I'll use end with. So what is the syntax? So basic syntax I'll just write here so that you can keep for your reference. So tag name attribute only, I'll change your symbol called dollar. Perfect. So by using this you can able to identify the text if it is getting changed at runtime. Okay, so perfect. So we'll just run this once again and we'll see. So once you'll complete css, you'll be having very good grip on finding the locators, finding the web elements by using these css locators or selectors. Okay, so let's see, let me run. So it will work same like how it was working for other. Okay, so again to identify, and it will work as expected. Okay, so perfect. So see, it worked perfectly, right? Cool. So now sometimes what happened, so some part was getting changed, some part is getting changed. I'm using id, so suppose sometime em is there, ail is changing, sometime ema is there, il, after il it is getting changed. Okay, after a is getting changed, or suppose from first and last it is getting changed, but middle something is there which is frequently, which is not getting changed. Okay, example. So this time we'll see a little different example. So suppose here we have something called new password. Okay, new password. Okay, okay, leave that part also. Simple example we'll see. Okay, surname. Okay, surname. So surname will be, you know, only one, but okay, name will be multiple, but sir will be there. Okay, okay, leave that part also. We can see. Okay, let me see this example only. Email. Okay, so this time I don't want to pass starting and ending. I just want to pass middle. A middle I can pass anything, whatever I want. Okay, and then I want to identify whether I'm able to identify or not. Okay, so we'll see this. Okay, we'll see this. So this time how to identify by, you know, by any text matching in that particular, you know, web element. Okay, so same thing. So this time what you have to use is you have to use a star. You have to use a star. So see, if from last also if I'll remove something, from starting also if I'll remove something, it will work perfectly. So now email I have removed E also. Okay, and I'll remove L also, but still if you'll see I'm able to identify perfectly. I'm not passing, you know, everything. Starting I have removed something, last also I have removed something, but still I'm able to identify. This is how, you know, star will work, or CSS selector for. So a star means, you know, I'll use this one. So just substring I can say that substring. So just pass anything, whatever will be there. So syntax will be remain. So you just have to replace, and syntax you just have to replace by, you know, star. So it will give you only that particular. I can identify by using, you know, some part of the text, not completely, some part. Okay, now this, so now you can analyze as per your application. So actually where and all, where what things are frequently getting changed, if it is ID or it is class name or it is name, so which part is getting changed frequently. So as per that your requirement, or as per your application behavior, you can use CSS selector. Okay, and you can identify the web element. So these are the different approaches which we have seen. So this time we have seen, so here we have identified, you know, with middle part. Okay, I'm not using last. Here first we have seen a starting email, so ema, first starting 3 character we have seen. Then second example we have seen with last character. Okay, and then third I'm checking with middle part. So in this I can pass anything, it will work, because I'm using a star means a string. So it has email. So email character is having 5 character, right? 1 2 3 4 5. If any of the character I'll pass, I'll be able to identify this email text field, right? If I'll run, it will work same like how it was working. Perfect. So let me check. So it will not, yes, perfect. So it worked perfectly, right? So these are the different way we are able to identify a web element using CSS. So we have seen all those way. Yeah, if you're CSS, so CSS basically when we are not able to identify by using name, ID, class name, then we can go for CSS, and by passing the attribute we can able to identify. And again, if you have ID, how we can use, you know, to identify if you have ID directly, so that we have seen by using hash. If it is class name, by using dot we can identify. Okay, if we have breakable classes, then separated by, you know, dot we can identify. Okay, then if I want to identify any web element, so I can, you know, use caret symbol and identify by start with. Okay, then I can use dollar symbol to find the web element end with text. Okay, end with text. Then I can, you know, use substring by using a star, and I can identify the web element. So these are the different way we have seen so far to identify a web element by using CSS selector. Okay, so this is how CSS selector will work, and this will be the faster, okay, after ID. So see you in the next. We'll see the Xpath now post this example. Okay, so we have seen all those CSS selector, whatever we are using frequently. So now next lecture we'll see Xpath, how to deal with different kinds of Xpath. So see you in the next.